Hello and welcome to another delicious review. Today we have a special review because of this ration. This is pretty rare ration. This is 24-hour ration from the Mongolian army, and probably this is the most expensive ration which I ever bought. So you can see that this is a nice printed camouflage, cardboard box. Everything is written in Mongolian, so I don't know what's inside, but we will see. The box is not sealed. You can open this. So I will unpack this on the table and we will have a closer look. Alright, so that's the content of this 24-hour rations. We have something like 4 main meals, a side dish, drinks, sweet, so this is chocolate, and this biscuits. So we have 3 packs of biscuits, looks like sweet ones. We have this chocolate, milk chocolate with coconut, and we have Brazil coffee. And this is, I had to translate it with the Google Translator because this is a powder, and this is the tea with milk, so something very Mongolian. Then we have the liver pate. Probably everything is beef. This is a beef with, as I suppose on this picture, with buckwheat. This is a beef with rice. This is something like beef tuszonka. And this is beef, vegetables and potatoes. We have also napkin, spoon, fork, and this portable stove, which is actually Russian stove. Even here is in Russian. So all these labels are in Mongolian, so the letters looks like Russian, but it's not familiar. It's not similar with Russian, except with some words like pepper, for example. It's the same in the both of languages. So this is best before September 24. Now we have June 24, so it will be good. I will not heat it up on this stove, so I will put it in a warm water and we'll taste everything. I'm very excited. Alright, the first main is heated up. I don't use any tray here because you may notice that this ration is not very rich in some side dishes, desserts or whatever. So we have basically a drink, main meal, and these biscuits, which are probably sweet. I will taste them later. So this is this buckwheat with beef. It was in water for 10 minutes, hot water, and we'll try to open it. Okay, now let's make this tea. It's a white powder because we have the milk here. It's a traditional Mongolian tea. It has dissolved really well, so I'm a bit surprised because the powdered milk is not always that easy. Okay, it looks almost exactly like the Russian buckwheat, but we'll see. It's pretty solid. Yeah, we have small pieces of meat here, not that bad, but it looks dry. Anyway, what's the taste? Well, it's pretty tasty, so it is very basic seasoning, probably salt and pepper, or maybe, I don't know, probably onion. But you have this rich meaty taste from the stewed beef, and the buckwheat is tender. So it is a bit dry, but not that bad. So yeah, and Even you have some bigger chunks of meat. Yeah, a bit fatty, so just a solid meal which will fill you up and yeah, not leaving with the feeling that you have eaten something, I don't know, anonymous mixture or something. I'm very curious about this tea. You can see this, something is floating on the surface. Smells like milk. Well, this is a surprise. I was totally convinced that it will be really heavy on sugar, but this is not sweet at all. So it tastes basically like warm milk, quite fat milk, and a bit with a bit of salt. So this tea is probably present here somewhere, but not in the flavor. Really interesting drink, and yeah, and for me it's tasty. Let's go ahead with the next meal, which is a dish containing beef, potatoes and some vegetables. So this kind of stew, and this is 180 grams, so it's bigger than this previous one. I put it in warm water, heat it up, and we'll taste it. Okay, I heated up this in the hot water, but it's written here some 3 to 5 minutes in a kind of oven, so it's also possible. We'll see. I have to help with knife. Yeah, here you are. So it smells like beef, stewed beef. We have a big chunk of beef, carrots, potatoes and a lot of fat. Let's give it a try. Well, it's pretty tasty, however it is really fatty, so I preferred the previous version with the buckwheat groats, but in terms of taste it is good, yeah, with the exception of this big amount of fat. But comparably, it's salty enough. We don't have any salt or pepper here, and yeah, it's really hearty meal. Let's try another meal. This time this is 300 grams, so a bit more, and this should be rice with beef and some vegetables. So I will heat it up and try. So here we have the heated entree. All these containers are the same. Alright, the smell is very nice, like meat and vegetable, and I will use this napkin or tissue. It's a quite normal tissue, but not, yeah, standard format, but I want to show you the pattern, which is quite nice. So kind of embossed, maybe folk ornaments. They're really nice. Quite thin, but it's really, you can take the moisture. Not bad. Alright. Let's have a look if there is something inside. As you can see, not that much, so it is not that there was a layer of meat and layer of rice. It is mixed all together. I will try to get the rice with something, some meat and some vegetables. Well, what can I say? The flavor is almost identical with this buckwheat version, but I can taste here much less meat and these vegetables, so this is more like rice. So this is, the first one was better for me, and it's more dry. I don't know why, but yeah, it is like it is, but for sure it will fill you up. And there is also amount of calories here. Yeah, I have to. This print is very small. The print is too small to read, So I have to take a picture and to zoom it. Yeah, it says 320 calories per 100 gram. So what means, so this portion is 1000 calories. So really a huge boost, mostly from carbohydrates. Alright, now it's time for the snack. So we have this pate. I wonder if it's pork or beef. And these biscuits, a chocolate with coconut filling, and this coffee. This is 3-in-1 coffee. Brazil coffee, but it is made in Mongolia. So 150 milliliters of water. This cup is pretty big. I believe it's 300 milliliters. So I will make only half of this. Let me try to investigate what meat is inside, because if everything was beef, so it probably will not be pork. Yeah, and that's right. It's beef liver, beef fat, salt and black pepper. Really interesting. So I don't remember that I ever had a pate made of beef or beef liver. It will be also an experience for me. This is how much? 115 grams. It looks like pate, maybe a bit darker. Now these biscuits, they are broken, but it doesn't matter. And the filled chocolate bar. Yeah. Let me try the biscuits first, so I want to know if they are sweet or savory. So the answer is really difficult, because they are neither sweet, neither savory. So maybe a little on the sweet side, but they are not sweet biscuits. Should go together with this pate. But now, yeah, let's try it. It's really soft. I will show you this just to get the focus. Oh yeah, the flavor is totally different from a pork pate, which I am used to. So it is the consistency is like, you know, pate. You can make it a spread, but it tastes like beef. The beef flavor is, you know, something what is really dominating here. So really interesting. So I cannot buy a beef pate here, or maybe with some exception of some special shops. Let's try it with the biscuit. Well, I thought that this combination will be, you know, impossible to eat. But it turned out that actually it's a good set. So this very strong beef and liver flavor is compensated by this neutral biscuit, and it's really tasty, I have to say. So let's have a sip of this coffee. It's a pretty decent coffee with a lot of milk, not very sweet, but also not very strong in terms of bitterness. So kind of coffee drink, I would call it, which may be good together with this chocolate. That's the really good milk chocolate, so it's really tasty, but it is not, has no filling inside. So this coconut flakes are mixed together with the chocolate, and you cannot taste them really well. So there are really just a bit of them. So this is not coconut chocolate. So this is surprisingly quite nice side dishes part of this ration. Now the last main dish. So this should be probably something like tushonka, and it's also beef. This is 300 grams, so quite a big, and I will heat it up. So there is some liquid inside, probably fat, so it will be definitely better warmed. This box is 660 calories, so 220 calories per 100 gram, it's not that much. Alright, the meal is heated and it is a bit bloated, so I believe it will explode a bit. I will put it into this bowl to see what kind of meat pieces we have inside. But now I have to wait a second because it is really absolutely hot. It looks almost like a soup. You can see chunks of meat. The gravy is really not that thick. We have here some spices, some fat. Yeah, I believe a pepper. Okay, let's taste this sauce. Oh, it's pretty tasty. It's not too salty and it's really beefy. So all in all, this Mongolian ration setup reminds me of the Kazakhstan setup, because they had also kind of some similar dishes and not that much side dishes or any other components. Let's have this part of cow. It is surprisingly tender, really soft. I can eat it with a spoon. Really great. It's very tasty, I have to say. So if I would have here some kasha or I don't know, maybe crackers, it could be even better. But thumbs up. Thanks for watching. This was the review of the Mongolian Army 24-hour ration. I don't know which menu, but it's the only one I could get. Thank you for watching and see you in the next reviews. Bye.